Kama kawa, kama dawa. Every single one is it's Girls Talk. And tonight we are here once again. Guess what our discussion is? Karibu Kanairo, because Kanairo has a lot of shenanigans, and that's what we want to get into tonight. So join us on the comment section. In the comment section, Tamezo na Eli, by the way. Remember hashtag Girls Talk, hashtag TheArtsinHeart, hashtag Chumehama, because we are now fully on YouTube, the TheArtsinHeart official. Go subscribe, share, like, watch some of our shows, and share with your friends. And to help me do this show tonight is my very able co-host, very beautiful Nyanduko 254. Hey. Hi, how are you?
Nairobi. Kwanza kama kuna mtu Nairobi imefanyia character development proper, it is me. So stay tuned, because I'm going to share some of my experiences, because there are many. I don't think I'll finish them on this episode. But you know what? We move, because where else will we go? Into the land of opportunities na ni shamba la mawe. So, tunang'ang'ana nayo.
Nyanduko as always is here na stories zake. I can't wait to hear your stories, Nyanduko. I feel like you always have story. Yani sana imagine Kanairo imekufanyia.
Anyway, it is called living life. When you live life properly, you always have a story about a certain thing. Like story ukirealize Frida ati watu are talking about a certain thing na haujapitia, you have not lived life. Start living.
You're missing out, man. You're missing out. So what has been that Kanairo moment for you? We're using the word Kanairo here, which of course stands for Nairobi, but we just want to have the Kanairo. You know, when you say Nairobi, it feels like the capital city of Kenya, you know? But when you say Kanairo, you're back to the ghetto of, you know, the things are out here and things happen ukiangalia wezi fanya. The first time you came to Nairobi, what was that time and how was your experience? The first time kulearn CBD, tuongelele CBD, hata tusiongee umoja sijui wapi CBD.
Okay,
how was that?
I really cannot tell about the first time, because part of my growing up was in Nairobi. But now I'll talk about the one time that I was left to go to town alone. I was in college. I was going back to school. And I think I've said this story somewhere in my YouTube channel. I was going back to school. I was given my school fee, and I was told, enda shule sasa. I carried my bag, had my laptop, a few clothes and shoes. You know the way you go for like a short holiday, unaenda na vitu kidogo. I was at home. So I've carried my stuff. I'm going to school, and then I get to town, and then I tell myself, Nyanduko, it is too early to go to school. Kwani uko high school? Uko high school? Hapana. Shule sai kufanya nini? Hebu chapa around hii town. Chapa lap. I decided to chapa lap in the town. I tembead, nikaenda mtumba zote. I bought what I bought. I came. Now I'm ready to go to school. It is late. And if you know me, you know where I went to school. It is very far from Nairobi. So I'm preparing, like I need to get a matatu very fast and go. I get to the state. Gari yenye iko haijaonyesha hata dalili ya kuja, meaning nitafika usiku. Na nikifika usiku, nitakosa gari ya kumove from the town to where I stay. So I had to like look for a shortcut. Please, never do shortcuts in Kanairo, because this town, I saw another matatu. It was like inapita haraka saying nyahururu. Like right now, hawasimami ni kwenda ni gari ya kwenda. I was like, God is on my side. I got in. We get to sijui where some diversion. Instead of going with the highway, we ingia that diversion. And then tumeka kwa gari. And then I realized we're just 5 of us. Na sisi wote ni wasichana. Kuna kajama kamoja, and then there are 2 guys. Moja ameketi kando ya driver, and there's another guy hapa malideria anafaa kuwa. And then this guy comes and sits next to me. Akaniekea kitu hapa kando hivi. Akaniambia cheki, tusisumbuane. We just want everything that you people have. What see tukapeana, and this is just the first experience. I have many more coming. So tukapeana vitu, tukaatanishwa hapo kwa kabush, mimi hata sijui ni wapi. And then sasa tumebaki hapo tunaulizana, sasa tutatoka aje hapa? How are we going to get to the highway? And then we just find our way back to the highway. We ask for wasamaria wema waturudishe CBD. We were taken back to CBD. Frida, I lost my phone. Luckily.
School fee.
They did not ask me to withdraw. I think they just took the phone. ndio ujue shetani. Timing ya God, Ameluto usually says timing ya God ni mzuri, lakini ya shetani ni maridadi. I go back home, maridadi sana. I'm going, sijui I continue ama I just hold my story there, because there's a part 2 to this story. My kuibiwa haikuishia hapo. We found our way back to CBD. That was not the end of
night. What time was this? What time was this?
It was mchana, saa 12 jioni. Like, it was not even at night. So we found our way back to CBD. I could not tell my father nimeibiwa, okay? I could not go home because he released me in the morning. So I go to a friend's place. I'm like stressed, nimepoteza bag, nini, and a few of my things. The following morning, my friend tells me, utakaka huku. Exams were not even closed, so nikakaka for a few weeks, and then I was ready to go to school. Nilikuwa nimepata simu. A friend had given me a phone. Frida.
You said we.
Frida. I said that, yes, I stayed for a whole week. Frida, tell me why I am ready to go to school. I get to town. Remember, niko na shida ya pesa because nimeshaibiwa, okay?
Yeah.
So I need money somehow. Tell me why I get to town and I meet these 2 guys. Wameru, wamenifanyia kitu in town. I meet 2 Merus and they tell me, Aki madam, we need your help. Sisi tumeshinda lotto. We are supposed to go and claim our money where? At that greenhouse is called what in town? Afya Center.
What? Afya Center. It's no longer green. I hear it's no longer green. I've
not been in CBD for a while. Ati we've won money, we need to go get it, but hatuna ID. Tunaomba uende na sisi, hata kama hauna ID yako hapa physically, uende tu na sisi utuclaimie pesa. Frida, remember, I only have the phone that I've been given by my friend and a bag that I've bought and very few clothes that I had bought again. Niko hii town, in part 2 of my kuibiwa story. These guys tell me, now, uko na pesa kwa M-Pesa yako? Nikamwambia, hey. Now what you do, you withdraw your money, you weka kwa bag yako, utembee nayo. Ndio, ukiekewa pesa yetu kwa M-Pesa, isi-mix na yako. We don't want confusion. Remember, they are going to give me 10% of the money. They are going to give me the 10% of the money they want.
Hold on, Nyanduko. Hold on. Pesa ikiingia kwa M-Pesa ikimix inaharibu pesa yako. If I have 20k and they need 20k.
Tell me if my Burwain was functioning properly. And I did that. Nika withdraw ndio ibaki bila pesa, nisichanganye na hiyo 100,000 yao, so that I withdraw their 100,000, they give me my 30 Gs, I go. I give them their 70 tumalize biashara safi. Frida, I go to a Afya Center, I get there, they tell me, si umetoa vitu zako umeweka kwa bag. Tumeshinda na wewe, sisi hatuwezi kuibia. What you do, you leave us with our bag, tunasimama hapa, hata conductor anatuona, si ndio? Unatuona wewe. You go to 7th floor. Frida, I started walking towards Afya Center. Na ukigongwa unajuanga umegongwa. After nimeanza kuenda ndo unajiuliza na ninaenda wapi?
I know.
Na watu nimeachia vitu zangu ni nani? So I get there. Nikifika kwa gate kwa mlango hivi soja akaniambia unaenda wapi? Nikamwambia sijui ofisi gani. Akaniambia wewe rudi, umeibiwa. Rudi mahali umetoka, you've been robbed. Frida, I went back to Afya Center. I stood there. I went back to hapo mahali tuliwachania. Nikasimama hapo. I cried in my mother tongue. I was like, twice in a span of 2 weeks.
In a span of 2 weeks.
Karibu Nairobi. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Now, I don't know what happens at this very moment where now you can't think properly. For some reason, like, why would you leave someone? Why would you manage to start with? What?
There's something that happens to your brain. It's like, I think, someone was telling me they have a kadawa or something. Because I cannot explain how Mimi, with all my brain functioning properly, will just agree to give a stranger everything I have. And nimeshaibiwa one, give a stranger vitu niko nazo again, ndio, ati niende kumchukulia pesa. It doesn't make sense when you think about it.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because, like, for me, my experience was I was actually going for my internship. I was a friend of mine who we were doing internship together. So tulikuwa tunatoka side za Kayole. So Kayole is for travelers. Then you drop your OTC. When you're OTC, I was supposed to go for an internship in Phoenix Theaters, which is Parliament Road, uko juu. So you walk, my friend, you walk. Now, you see these 2 guys of karate. I've seen Terrence imitating them, and I'm like, dude, you have no idea what these guys did to me. Remember, this time you're going for internship, there's no money. Literally, the money you're getting is from your sister, your parents. They're giving you, fare every day because you're not getting paid. So we walk with this lady, and then this karate guys throw a card. They throw a card, it falls on my leg, and I'm like, mimi na roho yangu mzuri, mimi nakutaka kusaidia, tafadhali Frida, help. I pick the card, ile madam tusaidie card. I pick the card, I'm about to give them, and they're like, umeshinda, thank you so much kwa kadi. They give me 200 bob. I'm like, oh, okay. And at that point, now my friend, the good thing is my friend was a little bit sharp. For some reason, she could tell something is off. So alikaa kando. Like, she just walked just a few steps and then akasimama. So I'm here and I'm like, nimewin 200. And then they're holding my hand and they've given me 200 bob. And then they tell me, now with the 200 bob, you can now win 500. Now, sijui ekelea hapa, sijui do what? I had 500 in my pocket. Nikachukua 500 and then I placed it kwa hiyo table. I don't know what they did. And like, umeshindwa nini, so umebaki na 200, hata hii itaenda nini. I can't tell you how I give them the 500, how I released the 200 they'd given me. And then after that, now they're telling me now to pay 500 so that we give you back your 500. Now you see that? Give me 500, we give you back your 500. And my thinking is, yeah, that can work. So I don't have any more money. So I'm telling my friend, where Vivian, her name was Vivian, give me 500 so these people can give me back my 500. It's not making sense. But at that point,
I swear there's something. Someone should tell us in the comment section. Actually, there's something they usually do that your brain goes inaenda for a moment. You stop thinking properly, and then after they've left is when you start thinking, na nini na hii ni gani? Let me tell you, my mom was almost losing money to con women. Now, Nairobi is so advanced that we actually have women conning other women. So she had left the bank. Alikuwa ameendea pesa ya chama, ama sijui ni kuweka ama ni kutoa. And then I think ni kutoa. She had some money on her, some like good money. So she's going back home, and then akapitana na some ladies, and then they were talking umesikia gava inapeana hizo bursaries kwa needy children. My mom is supporting some child, and you know mothers when they hear stories that kuna pesa ya free mahali, they want to listen. Now she started listening, anasikiza, and then they walk kando yake too very closely by her. Ati wamesema they're giving like very good money kama una support a needy child, ama kama hata wewe mwenyewe unahitaji kusaidia watoto wako, it's a very good like ni pesa mzuri sana. So she listened mpaka akawauliza na wanapeana hii pesa wapi? And then they tell her ati it's a building in town, ati you go, you get a form, you fill, and then they'll give you a loan. Si mama akakubali hiyo story, akasema twende, let's andamana wamama na free money, na pesa ya bure itawamaliza wamama in town na wasichana na everyone else, Kenyans basically. So then they get to that point, and then the ladies they're like, wa kwanza akasema wacha mimi niingie nipewe form nirudi, alafu mwingine aende, tukienda wote pamoja kama kikundi, they'll know we are together, they'll give us for one person ama wasitupe. See, my mom still fell for it. She was like, very good women in this town, very good peoples. So the first one akawaachia kila kitu yake, get this, akawaachia kibeti yake, simu and everything, akaenda akarudi. This is how they build their confidence. Hakurudi na do, alirudi na form. Okay? This is how they build your confidence. They make you believe that si huyo ameenda na akatochea vitu zake na akarudi. You know? Wewe pia enda. So it was my mom's turn now. She was to leave everything. Now this is where she knew these women were about to con her. Aliwapea kila kitu, she did not touch the money. Alikuwa ameweka pesa yake mahali hapa huku mahali wa mama uweka vitu. And then they were like, we madam, umetupea kila kitu. Ati na hiyo pesa yenye umetoa kwa bank. She's like, kwani they will smell and know I have money. Ati ukiingia na pesa huko watajua, wewe tuachie kila kitu. My mom took her kibeti and told them, we hamtaniibia, and she was not robbed.
That's a question I have, Nyanduko, also. How do they know that actually you have money? How do they know that?
No idea. I have, labda mtu kwa comments atuambie, I have absolutely no idea how they know you have money, because hawajawahi ibia mtu mwenye hana kitu. They always find someone who has money for some reason.
Or they are able to be able to get someone who has a good heart to listen or to behave a certain way. Because the Vinyangarikas who will never be conned, they never really get conned. Zena Hussein says pole, anacheka kwanza, by the way.
It's not even funny. Maybe this time. Yani I've been dropped until recently. Frida, you know. Yani this town. Hi.
the ghetto of it. Eli Lukiani says #gas talk Nairobi sio ya mama ya mtu. I tell you, Nairobi, Kanairo, it's not your mother's town. I tell you. Boniface Witama says
even as you take,
Goma.
Even as we take the comments, Frida, like, when they say Nairobi ni shamba la mawe, they actually mean it quite literally, because everyone, when someone sees you in Nairobi, they see you as a cash cow. Like this, they don't see you as a person. They think, how can they make money out of it? It can go as low as your caretaker or your neighbor. Let me tell you a very small quick. The other day, my caretaker tells me, hauna kia gates, you just moved here, so hauna kia gate, utanid kunipea 100 bob, I make you a key. So I gave him 100 bob. I've been waiting for the key. I waited for the key. I still waited, and then you know what he told me the last time I asked about it, he told me, sasa wewe mtu akikwambia umpe pesa na unampea, hii ni Nairobi.
But and then people use that statement, actually they use that in Nairobi, so ukisikia in Nairobi you should know. Hey, 15th of August 2019, Zena remembers this adina date. Nakumbuka nimefika Nairobi around 4:30 a.m. Zena, that was too early. Nikajifanya mjuaji, mimi huyo na kusle, nikachukua begi langu nikaeka kwa mkokoteni kidogo pale Tomboya, begi limeenda mranda. That is another thing. You've come to Nairobi, you have your bags and you need people to help you, and then you give them kokoteni, guys. My goodness, my sister was telling me, now my sister is a cop, so they handle a lot of those cases. So this lady had bags, ameziweka kwa bag ya msiwa, the guys who brought her. So what they do is, they're about to cross the road. There are so many people. I mean, it's Kanairo, it's packed, it's polluted. And then the guys, you're going this direction. He turns, all right? And then he faces you. So you are following someone who is headed this direction. So when you're wanakuja hivi, they don't matter to you. I mean, he won't even know. Kumbe ameona, now you can't see him, and then he turns. So when he turns, now he's going, mtapitana tu vizuri sana. And then he goes with everything. You try look for someone. My friend, Eli says, wait a minute, red flags za Kanairo. Demo M-Pesa kikuuliza unataka kudeposit ngapi na ushout 30k na ni za rent, you are under radar. Suddenly hana float, unaibiwa ukifika hapo kwa namba. That's another thing. Yeah,
exactly. Actually, there was some time it was in the news that M-Pesa people were actually colliding with thieves. They hear what you want to deposit, alafu unaenda Frida, wacha nikwambie, do you know there are people out, yani mimi, the ghetto that is this town, the story that I have concerning this town peke yake, not even because I've been robbed in various other towns because I have a good heart. But this Nairobi has been the mother of them all. Yani. There's this the other day I wanted to buy what is it called? There's something I wanted to buy online. So I asked on my status mtu aniambie where I can get a shop. Some friend of mine recommends a shop to me. So I'm like, okay, sawa. I contact them, and they are very professional. Frida, they were like, you're speaking to Hussein, the assistant manager, how can I help you? They are very communicative until the point where you exchange money. After exchanging money is where the communication dies. But now I did not get to that point. They wanted me like to lipa before I get the goods. And mimi nimefika mahali, I am skeptical about everything. I do not transact until I get my goods at hand. So I told them I cannot make a transaction at Ndomnilete. We only do pay on delivery in CBD. If you're not in CBD, we cannot. I told them, okay, I am sending my rider to come and pick it. And then after my rider comes and pick it is when I pay. So I sent a rider. It was in some mall on Mombasa Road. So I sent a rider to go and pick it. Rider gets to the gate and anaulizwa anaenda wapi. He says where he's going. Akaambiwa, hey, uncle, hapa hatuna duka kama hiyo. We've never heard about it. Kama client wako hajatuma pesa, lucky, she's very lucky. Na hivyo ndo ningegongwa. And I tried texting the number afterwards. Zile za hey, say he told me. He just told me wewe ni mjanja umejua. Yeah.
And you know the problem, Nyanduko, with such is for people who are now doing very legit businesses online. It becomes very hard for
Yeah.
someone now to trust them, it becomes an issue. So you're here, you're selling your goods online. Like for me, I do that, and I get so many people who are like, I can only pay on delivery, and I'm like, yes, perfect. And now, but what you brought here is you can send some. Can I send someone when they come now? As you exchange goods, send me money. The goods are there, then you can take your goods, or do that kind of transaction. But that helps. But imefanya so many people are actually so scared. Eric Dean says probably tailed her all the way from the bank. Yeah, that's another thing.
Maybe,
Probably they knew your mom all the way from the bank. That's another thing. Boniface Wichaba says that Heli, they tried that M-Pesa trick with rent on me. I escaped but lost my phone as I was dragged. Wow. That's another thing. They also drag you, so you don't even reason. You don't know where you are. Unajipata tu hey, Karibu Kanairo. Let's take a short break.
Yes, ninaona we are going on a short break. As we come back, I want someone to tell me if they have experienced this particular story. I have a special story for part 2. Okay, let's go on a short break.
We'll be right back.
I came to Nairobi for the first time in my life after campus. After campo. Nikitembelea auntie yangu fulani here and there, but officially I came after campus. And one thing that I told myself deep down, nilijiambia uko ndani, I have never seen women. I have not been seeing women. The women are here.
I have never seen women. Oh my goodness. That's another thing. You could be in Kanairo on the streets of Nairobi and you see beautiful women. Before you know it, washakuibia, washakuchukulia simu, washazidi kufanyia nini. My goodness.
Exactly.
Remember?
The stories I read about women robbing people. You go to in this town, you cannot just go to the club and pick a lady at unampeleka home. You will wake up in the morning and you don't have anything in your house.
Hiyo ni movie. Guys, remember we are talking about the shenanigans of Nairobi. Karibu Kanairo is our discussion tonight. So tell us your experience, that moment that you're like, enyewe nimekaribishwa Nairobi. It could be they stole from you. It could be you lost direction and you had to ask a boda guy who charged you 300 and took you next door.
Hi, that happened to me one time. Mpaka itabidi nimejua barabara ya kwenda Kenya National Theatre, because the first time I was in CBD, someone tells me, ni hapa tu chini, it's not far, just tembea. I'm like, mimi ni baby girl, sitembei hii town, I am taking a boda. So I tell the boda guy, nipeleke Kenti. Kumbe nilikuwa nimefika, like I was literally at UN, like nilikuwa nimefika. Akanirudisha hapo North hivi, akaniweka hapo,
alafu akakuweka
akaniomba 300.
What? Oh my goodness. I think but this is how to survive on this boda guys, because for me I was going to Anniversary Towers and it wasn't like I was going to Anniversary Towers like alafu nikamua boda. I decided like I can go there, I can walk there. My friend, I zunguka that thing. I could tell you Anniversary Towers is. Then I was supposed to apply for help. So nikazunguka. Like I'm just going around it. Then I decided, you know what? Time is up. You need to get a boda. Whatever you be charged, feeder, zidi 200. So I asked this guy, Nenda Anniversary Towers. He first looked at me like, chick, what did you say? Tunaenda wapi madam? Kambia Anniversary Towers. Ni how much? Karambia, si mbali sana. Nipeka 150. Like, tukua so. Aye madam, hata kama si mbali, 150. And I'm like, okay, sawa. Na tuharakishe juu nachelewa. Do you know, tulikuwa kwa hii side yenye sasa hakuna mlango, then we end out tuzunguka ndo tukuje kwa main. So the guy went the same round nilienda and then akanirudisha kwa mlango. And then he was just there smiling. He literally knew he has conned me. You know, that's conning actually. He had conned me and I paid him 150.
It is robbery without violence.
Yes.
It is basically wheezy. It is not nice. This town, you know, like I was saying earlier, Frida, when people see you, like when anyone sees you in this town, they want to make money out of you. And there's a comment that says, watu wamesoma wanateseka Kanairo compared to wenye hawajasoma. 844 wasted Kenyan.
I agree because there's a way you think everyone is thinking the same as you. You know, you're working and thinking everyone is good, everyone has a good heart, everyone has a hustle. They're just doing right.
There's something that will be my greatest undoing. It is me thinking that everyone is nice. Frida, this town, even your friends will con you. I have had to learn that the hard way because I was clearly conned by a friend. But this town, you don't, like, ukiona mtu in this Nairobi, by the way, this is for anyone else coming to Nairobi after me. Please, treat everyone as if they are guilty until you prove them innocent. Don't do it the other way around, because you'll be caught properly. This town, you even find a lady, she tells you she's a makeup artist, and then she does you things. Anakupaka mavitu.
And you're left wondering, how do you maneuver? How would you say is the best way to maneuver Nairobi in terms of direction if you're new? Now you're not new. I know you know the shenanigans. What's the best way to go about that?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are lost in this town, if your Google map has refused to take you where you want to go, because sometimes it takes you in circles, please find a wochi. Ask them where you're going. Because if you ask the border guy, ile kugongwa utagongwa. You know, this Nairobi is the only town where unaweza uliza conductor nini gari za kwenda place fulani na akuambie gari yake, akuingize kwa hiyo yake akuambie tutapita hiyo njia, and they take you to wherever they are going. Yani you are going to West, utatokea Ngong, and life ita have kusonga because this is Nairobi.
And you are going where?
You are going to Westlands. Unaenda Kikuyu, conductor anakuweka gari ya Ngong. Junior analipisha, mnafika Ngong town, anakwambia wewe mi ulisema unaenda Ngong bana.
And then you have to pay. And making it worse is you might be having the only 100 book. And also in Nairobi, if you're going and you don't know where you're going, please carry a lot of money. I would say not a lot of money per se, but carry enough money. What is enough? Just carry extra money.
Yeah.
Yes. Because you could find yourself in Kayole and you're supposed to go to Sijui Kasarani, and now you have to go back or find a way to connect and get back because they don't care. They'll drop you there, kwambia madam, gari tunaenda, unashuka mshuki.
Watakwacha, by the way. Also, in this town, if you walk around lazily kama mtu mwenye kwa Mombasa, you are a target. If you're going somewhere, tembe speedy kama mtu amekazwa na choo, go where you're going and finish your whatever shughuli. Because in this town, if you start walking like you're just, lazing around, hauna haraka, utanyanganywa paka self-esteem. Nairobi wants focus. Nairobi wants you to be focused.
Just focus. Yes. Hata kama mtu mwenye kwa mbele yako, they are just walking like they are on haraka, please Peter, just go.
And also I know this might sound, Frida, this might sound like really insensitive, but talking from a person who has experienced it, not everyone who is asking for help actually needs help. Some of them are thieves. So if you are philanthropic and you feel like your Mother Teresa on that day, just have the mentality that today might be the day I get conned. Okay, today might be the day I get stolen from because I've decided to be philanthropic. So even as you do your charity, beware. Keep your phone where only you can feel it.
Have you ever lost anything in Nairobi, like a phone or maybe something you are carrying, a laptop? Have you ever lost anything in this Kanairo Nyanduko?
So this girl had just finished high school. I'll not tell you the year because mtaanza calculate miaka yangu hapa. Just finished high school, and then I got into a crew ya kufanya set books. You know, every actor after Form 4, before you join campus, you're doing set books. So I finished my exam, I go to Nairobi, and then the results were not even out yet. And then a relative of mine had gifted me a phone, a Techno Phantom. Do you know how Techno Phantoms were nice phones? So I had been gifted a Techno Phantom, yani I was feeling myself. My friend, tell me where I go to rehearsal and everything is fine. I have my phone. The end of rehearsal, it was the second day, and this my new friend called Karo had not told me people don't pick calls in Nairobi randomly. Me, I get a call, I receive my call, nimeongea from Central Park, tumepita Yandem, tumefika hapa archives, and nikamaliza call. I put it back in my sling bag. You remember those 2 sling bags? So I just put it back in my sling bag. It was some leather-ish bag. I kept walking. We kept walking. Tell me why I get to Afya Center na niko na sling,
but
na sina bag. Niko na sling. Sina bag. So bag ilikatwa na wembe.
Na huko
sina fare. Sina anything.
Oh God, no.
Oh
God,
maybe just say Nairobi has given me proper character development, and these days I don't trust anyone.
Yeah, Godwin Segero says, mimi kuna jamaa aliniita job, akiniitisha pesa ya medical before I go for the interview. Umse alinifanyisha before realizing nimekoniwa, alinituma hadi kwa tailor to take measurements za uniform.
Boy.
Kiprorada says Google Map work Kanairo. Iyo utajipata Kitale. work Kanairo. But then sometimes Google Map will I don't know where it takes you. When I work in Nairobi CBD, I put my phone in my bra next to my chest. I don't pick calls there. But that's another thing. For me, it's either I'll put it, like if I have a handbag, it's down. Even by the time you get to it, my friend, you really research. Then I was saying things, how mambochi ndio wanoma. Au mawochi ndio wanoma, anakupa direction ya county bus, na umeuliza direction ya Kencom. Kanairo ni heri ulize karao ama wale wa mama wa kuiba na kangoma. That's another thing. There's a time I was actually coming from Phoenix Players, uko juu, and you know that's a very quiet place. There are no people. It was at night. It was around 8:30. It was from after play. So I'm coming down, nikapande gari za kwenda Buru. So I'm coming down, and then I get this guy who is walking very fast. And I'm like, hey, who you? Anaenda wapi usiku saa huku juu? Because hakuna gari za kupanda huku juu. And he just looked like he was really confused. Then he decided to ask me, and he was like, madam, natafuta Machakos country bus. I'm like, Machakos country bus? Ndio unaenda Phoenix Players, Parliament Road, and Machakos country bus. Umefika aje huko? He tells me, ati nimeuliza jamaa fulani hapo Wochindi ameniambia nipande na hii barabara. So what Sarah is saying is actually so true. You could be so misled, like, and then you go worlds apart. You're this side and you're supposed to be this side.
I'm thinking, if you ask, like, maybe if I'm asking a Wochi, say that our when you're kwa bank, our G4S, our when you're kwa bank, supermarkets, ama Italy. Watu wengine wanakuanga na hasira, sijui who made them angry in the morning. They come here and they want to tutolea you hasira. Frida, you know we are talking about kuibiwa, and we've not talked about kuibiwa yenye unapeana your money willingly. Have you ever fikared pale Odeon usiku hivi, and then you find a guy anauza trousers, anakuonyesha trouser moto, you're like, alafu anakwambia 200 nipe, anakwambia 200, unasema hiyo ni mingi, anakwambia leta sobas, unampea 100 yako, alafu unangoja akupe trouser, anakwambia hata nakufungia, anafunga kitu anakupea, unafika nyumbani, what you're carrying ni matambara, ni kama aliokota hatua akakufungia
matambara. I saw that, and for some reason these guys work together. You know, now at night wamejipanga hivi, kuna trouser wa nini. So you feel like we are vyake who is selling trouser, this one is selling sweaters, so you buy your trouser 200 bob. Then I say mko na paper inside here. So by the time it's being packed, already someone has checked another black paper bag, put something inside, and anampatlishia na unapewa. Na wewe unachukua kwanza huko umetembea venye umeangukia trouser ya 200. And then you get home.
Trouser yani you can't wait to try it on. Na sasa hiyo amekwambia ufika kwa nyumba, ukipata ni kubwa ama ndogo kesho, kwani si umeniona?
Utanipata hapa.
Utanipata hapa.
So confusing. And you know what? So to avoid such, please make sure after ameshafunga hiyo paper, and they tie it properly. After they've tied it, please untie it and check what you're carrying. Kiprorada says ushawaiuziwa nguo poa na inakufiti vizuri. Alafu anakufungia unafika huko bata hivi.
Ametumia hapo ati matangari.
And also Nyanduko, sometimes you buy a trouser and then you wear it. Ujabao wanakuambia usivae because Kanjo is coming, nini ina stretch, madam, see ni stretcher is stretching. Then they take that tape measure and they take you around your hips, size 40, hii ni 40, and then you get home, it's not getting in for some reason, it just can't fit. Hi,
it happened to me pale Ngara unawapata ngapo Ngara kwa utu music. Aki, I know these poems because I've been gongward in these streets. If vika bia Ngara anakuonyesha katroza kapoa sana, na hata anajua kabisa haikutoshi. Unamwambia wewe ni hip size fulani, anakwambia kuja tape measure, anakupimia kitu kingine hapo, ukifika kwa nyumba haipiti hata miguu. Alafu hata wewe unaanza kujiuliza, kwani where was I looking? Where was my brain when I was buying this thing?
And they ask you first. The funny thing is they ask you, hips zako ni size ama wewe ni waist ngapi?
Exactly.
So that is always because whatever you say, they'll make sure it fits that which you said. Then Hussein says, unanunua skirt ukifika kwa nyumba, kumbe ni gunia. Oh my goodness. Boniface Itaba says, Roda, Tibusi about the tactics. I know. I knew I was nilibiwa kwa Kisumu hata sitaki kuongea. I've lost 3 phones in Nairobi, by the way. I was just walking. The first time I was walking, I up to date, I can't tell you how they snatched it from my bag. The second one, nilisikia wakitoa, but for some reason, my mind is like, you good. Kufika kwa gari, I don't have a phone. The third one, venye nilipa M-Pesa, nikarudisha kwa bag. Yani, I've lost 3 phones in Kanairo. My sister kept laughing at me like, msichana, hey, umeona maneno. What has been your Kanairo moment? Nyanduko, before we take a short break, kiache katika CBD, katika hills, Huvangi Hills.
Luckily, I hardly ever wear heels, so I've never had a kiatu situation in town. Really, I've never had a situation na wardrobe yangu in town.
Have you seen people going through situations where you're like, you just stand there and just laugh?
Me, I've seen a slay queen. Me, I've seen a chick. Let me not call her slay queen. I think she was like kila kitu. I think ilikata hiyo siku. She was in a very short dress, very very short, and then ilikuwa off shoulder. And then I think alikuwa na hizi bra, you know, the transparent bras, the transparent strap. Alafu she was in heels. So ni kama heel imekatika, so she's carrying a heel on the hand. Alafu ni kama strap ya bra imekatika. I think someone alimhandle vibaya. So she keeps pulling here and pulls and she anatembea. Aki nilimhurumia. I just felt for her. Alafu makeup had not blended. The makeup had not been neat. So everything was not working because the thighs that are out are not that color of the nini. It was bad. But this Nairobi, you will see everything. Like Yeshuchi said, Nairobi iko na wasichana. Nairobi is the only place where you'll see females with the butu. This butus, what are they called? Eyelashes that are this height. Yani upepo kikuja vizuri, she will fly. But welcome to Nairobi.
And also, I've seen someone akibiwa nikiona. And people do nothing about that. That's another thing with Kanairo. My friend, you scream, things will go, and people are just watching because between you and this person, we don't even know who's the thief here, and we don't know what's going to happen the next 1 minute. And I feel like that has really gotten so many people in a very compromising situation because you really need help, but we don't even know whether you really need help or you could be the one who actually wants now to steal. So I would rather keep away, be away, and that's it. People just don't help, Nyanduko. Why do you think
and sometimes even thieves, before I answer your question, sometimes that's how they take advantage of the chaos of that your moment here, someone else is shouting and steal from someone else, you see? So it's a chain reaction. Like in Nairobi, I think what the development, the humanity bit of them has taken a backseat. Because umeibiwa so many times, it has happened to you so many times, how like you don't think kuna mtu kabisa na roho yake safi amekuja town kuibiwa again. So picture kujiweka kwa situation uibiwe tena, ikwe nani ameibia huyu akaibia nani, it's just too much to take in at once. So people choose to just stay away, waache ungangane na situation yako. And it is bad because the other time I don't think maybe you saw the clip. There's a famous actor who was shot at, like, no, he alitoa gani yake na akashoot kabisa actually because someone was trying to snatch a gold chain from his neck. And people, hakuna mtu alikuwa anashughulika, watu wa biashara were on with their business like nothing is happening.
The Kanairo is you know that mind your own business, that statement, that quote, that is what you need to do in Kanairo. Just mind your own business. Hii Nairobi usiwahi nunua hizi phones ziko kwa displays, kwa hizi to shops, kwa streets. Unaambiwa ni 128 GB ROM na 6 GB RAM. Unaweka picha moja na inakuambia memory.
Godi, first of all, where are you buying simu? Mbona unanunua simu kwa barabara Godi? Haujui mahali simu zinauzwa in the original shops? Why?
But they are cheap. You know, again, Kenyans with cheap stuff. Zena Hussein says, nyinyi hamjafika 46, nilinunua ugali, all in the name of cake. Yani vile ilikuwa na kale ka decoration kazuri. Sema ugali na kasukari. Oh my goodness. That's like someone who's selling, what? That's interesting, Zena. So umeenda kubuy keki, but inside it's ugali and then it's been wrapped up with, it's in sugar and some colors and it's looking yummy. Karibu Kanairo, guys. Remember it's hashtag gas talk, hashtag TheArtsinHeart, hashtag tumehama. And we're asking you tonight, what has been your Kanairo experience? Antro Maore says, a roommate in campus UN alichorwa tattoo kadanganya ni permanent. Alipoenda kuoga it disappeared. There was a real wash. We need to take a short break. We'll be right back with one of our men who wants to be a kamama hapa tupe story. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back in a few.
No, nilikwambia mambo ya Webuye. He said I heard that drama people are from Nairobi and Webuye and other serious towns, not Kimilili. So I decided to give it a try. By the way, was the first one, I think, from Kimilili who is serious about drama. The rest were from Webuye, Kitale, Bungoma, serious towns. Kimilili was just a place for circumcision.
Kimilili was just a place for circumcision. That is Derek Wasa giving his story on Against All Odds. Remember, you have this program every single Sunday. So catch stories of people every single Sunday Against All Odds. Creative Space on Friday. We have Family Edition on Saturday. And then we have Men's Den on Tuesday and Gas Talk today. Na kesho, kuna shida za na matajiri. Me and Eli will be talking about debt management. So we are back and we're talking about Kanairo shenanigans. We are saying Karibu Kanairo. What are some of the moments that you've experienced here that gave you some character development that made you feel a certain way, or made you lose something, or made you get lost? Ama ikakuchanua kama, you know, ukajua hii ni Kanairo. Nyanduko, where are you? And where is this guy? Where is this guy? So guys, hi! Eli Likuyani. Hi, Heli.
Frida Firinda. Good evening.
Good evening to you. Welcome
sometimes
to
you spoil my good name. Mimi watu watashanga ati juu niko na nywele sasa niko na shida za umama. No, I have no problems. I just asked you, how can you afford to talk about Kanairo and forget the real children of sufferers wa Nairobi? Have you ever gone to Nairobi to see your relative? Amekupigia simu akakwambia, you know what? Kuja ambassador. Ukifika ambassador, nitafute unipigie simu. Now, there are two types of relatives. One that will pick and another one that will disappear. Now, this one that will pick will tell you something else. Will tell you, umefika? Sijali. Angalia mbele yako, unaona nini? Hilton. Then they tell you, okay, umeona Hilton? Wachana na Hilton.
Si hapo.
Okay. Sasa uangalie uulize mtu KICC iko wapi? Unaona KICC, like those watchmen you are talking about, nakwambia KICC, brother, you just have to go all the way up and then utaona building mrefu sana. Kwa hiyo back then that was what Kanairo was, you know, profiled as before Times Towers came and this other one in Upper Hill. And then this relative of yours told you, don't worry, once you arrive at KICC, give me a call.
Yeah.
Frida.
Wacha utafute KICC kwanza.
Mugu na sasa uko na gunia yako na kuku umetoka nyumbani. Huko tu za hapa. By the time you are arriving at KICC, iko nyuma ya mgongo yako.
Uko railways.
Nairobi.
You can see this is KICC, and the moment you decide sindo ile, so let's walk. So you no longer look at it because I headed this direction. Then boom, you walk. By the time now you're like, I feel like I'm somewhere near it. Ukiturn.
When you turn around. Anyway, I had Nyanduko talking about this other green building that was there, and people that are doing all the development, Nairobi Metropolitan, whatever that you call yourself. Let's agree on one thing. Change everything you want in Nairobi, but please leave the landmarks za Waluya.
Yes.
Wachana na landmarks za Waluya. Ambassador ni yetu. Hiyo ni stage yetu kubwa. Machakos Country Bus ni yetu. Afya Center ni sawa, tunagawana na watu kutoka Kisii and all the rest. Tumewaachia. You can paint it other colors. But for the sake of our own sanity, do not touch archives.
Please.
Do not touch
because
archives.
People will get lost.
That's the end of us. You cannot give Aluya directions without archives.
You can't. And you can't meet anyone in town early if you don't mention archives or ambassador. So I'm just imagining if someone comes and buys ambassador and rename it to something else, call it, I don't know what. I think it will never really change the name. It just has to be ambassador, because how am I gonna meet you, Eli? Nitakumit aje kama hakuna ambassador? When there's no affair center,
you guys are joking about Google Maps and what Google Maps has changed in our lives. You have no idea. But anyway, my Kanairo experience, if anyone in Nairobi came to Nairobi and their Maisha was like this, how ndio watu tunasema wali arrive with soft landing.
They landed
soft landing. Yani kama ni ndege walikuwa wanatumia ndege yao ilikuwa inaitwa Dreamliner. Na kuna wale wengine tutumiaga kandege kanafanya hivi. Nairobi fungiwa nyumba hujalipa rent. Kama hujawahi fungiwa Nairobi nyumba, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what? Eli, ushaifungiwa nyumba Nairobi?
Are you talking to the principle of kufungiwa nyumba? Mimi sasa ndio mwenyewe.
Where did you sleep?
Well, you have to be in Nairobi. Character development inakuambia lazima uishi. You must survive. And I see Nyanduko is there. But let me tell you my story about vile niliishi. That night, the caretaker decided they were clever. Sisi tulienda high school, ambayo you can decide to stay within the school compound or leave according to your wish. Wewe ndio unaamua. Yani hakuna fence inaweza kufungia. Acid. Ndani ya sindano. Tukadungilia ndani ya kafuli. Nililala kwa nyumba.
Nikafanya pa. I hear it just does pa and then it opens.
No, I'll not give you the secret of it, because then I'll be telling people how to commit felonies. But otherwise, you must live in Nairobi. Man
Nyanduko
must live, literally.
Nyanduko is shocked, literally. Nyanduko, what's happening? You didn't know that?
Nyanduko, nimefungiwa nyumba Nairobi.
Uko muted, Nyanduko, you're muted.
I've never even heard about it. Yani nimeshtuka mpaka nimesahau kwa mute mic. I've never heard about that. Lakini Nairobi is the ghetto, yani.
You got
Let me tell you something else. Ninajua nimechukua hii nafasi yenu, lakini mimi mkiongelea vitu ya Nairobi, they are close to my heart, because this has been my bedroom for a very, very long time. Nairobi, ushawahi kosa pesa?
Alafu.
Unajua nyinyi ni baby girls. You can be treated to some favors.
You can make calls. You can make calls and get agent 5K. Ask about Lumumba about it. You can get agent 2K, agent 5K. Nairobi, nimetembea kutoka Nairobi. Unajua Nairobi sasa ni the city center. Back then I was living in Maradaima before I downgraded to go to Pipeline, because unajua maisha huwa inajipea upgrade na downgrade. So kulingana na hali yako ya uchumi, you adjust. So nilikuwa nilianzia kwanza South B. Ikawa South B, it's rahisi. If you have no money, yes, I used to stay somewhere there at Plainsview. Okay? Sorry drive there about. So unatoka hapo kikiumana kidogo unaweza pitia hapo Kenya Mas nini uteremke umefika Tao kidogo, you look like you are coming from a rich area. And then money decides to take holiday. So when money takes holiday, you also take
a break. Railways, you take a break. But then the further your money takes holiday, the further you go. Now, there are two things that can make you leave your area, especially if in South B, because wanakuwaga na ubabi ndani. Either umepata nyumba kubwa wapi Kino, ama umepata opportunity.
Distance versus the house. So you have a bigger house, but you're going miles away.
But now in this case, I moved to Maradaima. And once in Maradaima, I thought now I had reached life. Mefikia Maisha. Nairobi called me for a meeting. How do you want to pay rent? 20,000. How can you take 20,000 that you've never sent to your mother? You want to pay rent? By the time I was done, my dears, nilikuwa naishi Pipeline, nasema tu ni wewe Yesu nimeba. Huko chapati zinachanganywa saa 6 za usiku. 24-hour economy. But then again, that's Nairobi for you. But the things I've seen Nairobi.
So early you used to walk from town to Maradaima.
Yes, I walked, and I know 3 sessions nilitembea nikauliza Mungu, ni nini nilikufanyia? Whose daughter did I wrong? I looked through my list. I saw I had not wronged anybody's daughter. In fact, they were daughtering me.
And so many people do that. So many people actually walk. Because I remember nikiwa naenda town, I used to ask my sister when I was very new in Nairobi, why do I always find people walking kwa easy street, like Jogoo Road, watu watembea? And she was like, people walk from Kayole.
We don't walk on Jogoo Road kwa sababu tulisikia barabara into Jogoo, you can grab a chicken and go with it home kwa sababu ni Mluya. Shida za Nairobi zitakuonyesha.
They will show you trouble. I don't know what people are saying in the comment section. Anyone talking before we come in with Nyanduko and her experiences of Kanairo. Zena Hussein said, Nyanduko, one day I'll tell you my experience in Nairobi. Majengo, Githurai, Kibera, na kwengine. Nairobi is a class. The way it's a class, you keep moving. Na unaweza toka juu manze inakuachilianga pa chini. Jonjo Sarah says, those pole wenye ufanyia watu vituko. Okay, I think
those
that's
people. I think that's what she meant.
People, okay. Those people wenye ufanyia watu vituko hii Kanairo huanga wamesomea psychology. See ati they know you have money. Wewe ndo unajiuza. I believe so because for some reason, man. Zena Hussein, siku hizi tunakutania hapo country bus juu ya bridge. Kipro Roda says archives iko wapi? Acha nikae Nyeri. Roda, we need to talk. Then I was saying, Eli hujawai lala bafuni. Na ni zile sewage za Tasia. Oh God, I've had stories of people sleeping kwa sewage. Ile yenye unalala uko. Nawe si chokora, by the way. Uko tu sawa. Nile character development has hit you big time. Nyanduko, have you ever walked to town?
No, I wouldn't want to lie. I have never. I'm actually hearing about it for the first time, and I feel sorry for people who have to go through that. It is hectic. But now, Frida, I want to ask you, have you been to Pipeline? Eli has spoken about Pipeline. Pipeline is the only place where utapata a building. Iko na 15 floors comfortably. 15 floors, no elevator. Mtu anaishi 15th floor, hakuna maji.
Anapandisha aje viti huko jamani? 15th floor.
Wachana na viti. Kuhama is one day, Frida.
Sasa wewe utapandisha viti Pipeline. Ama unajipandisha.
Nyumba haina maji.
So unaenda maji chini.
You have to go and carry water 15 floors.
Wewe ushaisikia watu wa Pipeline wanasuffer from obesity na magonjwa za matajiri?
No. Kwa zile exercise wanafanyishwa ni za lazima. What was your experience with matatus and the noise and everything in matatu? Because I feel like as you grow, when I was young, I wanted kama mata ina ngoma singi. If there's no music here, I'm not going. Right now, I just can't stand. Oh,
I've never been a fan of Nganyas. Yani, I have really never been a fan of the loud noises and whatnot. First of all, because I was confused. Naeza hata nikapelekwa place ikuwa naenda. I do not like the loud noises. Like, if there was a way kungekuwa tuna quiet matatus for people who want a quiet one, it could. I honestly do not like sijui zimefitiwa system and very many colors. It just doesn't excite me at all. It has never excited. And that is Nairobi for you. Gari, the more it's pimped, and
the more
viti zimeingiwa, miguu imehang huku hivi chini, umekaa unadhani uko comfortable, kumbe unaibiwa viatu chini. Nairobi is just something else.
Nyanduko, when Frida tells me about kupanda mat zenye zimetiwa ufa na sauti and all that, and I remember this incidents where this Kange tells me, ulinamwambia bro, songesha sauti chini.
Eli Kange is what?
Makanga.
Okay.
The tout. The tout. So this tout tells you tell them niaje maze Buddha, si punguza shukisha debe inaniumiza. Nakwambia bro, kwani ulisikia ni hospitali ya wagonjwa? Mwenye uliingia huko kuona. Now the time you were boarding the matatu, it was silent night. In fact, I think the song they were singing in that Java was Silent Night. Fika ndani.
But the moment you're inside there,
kuna kale kawimbo kalikuwa kametokezea kaule msichana alikuwa anatoka TZ, alikuwa anaitwa Rose Muhando. Nibebe. Na ni kelele tupu. Na ndio muziki.
And then now you're so tired, probably you're from work, you just want a very quiet, calm environment before you get home. And then that's the noise. And now making matters worse, kuna jam. So ili waepe jam, badala ya kupita njia yenye unajua They go around, you're supposed to be mmoja but mmepitia Githurai.
Lakini sijui kama I know I'm ambushing you guys, but all I can say is Nairobi has been Nairobi for me. I'll tell you about my Nairobi stories huko kwa comment section later mkitaka kuzisikia. But for now, I beg to make a very quick exit from the show. It has been real. Good night. God bless. Ellie, you can finish for me tonight. Thank you.
Mimi nimeachiwa. Na unajua hizo ndio matabia zenye makanga wa Nairobi kuwa nazo.
Ya kudisappear. Anashuka na ulimpea
unauzwa kwa matatu nyingine yenye haifiki mali unaenda.
Ama unampea dhao akate 50 bob na hana change. And then now the whole time unashinda ukiangalia because you never know this guy could disappear. Then boom, you see you have another makanga, then he tells you, mimi ndo niko na hii gari madam. Umelipa nani gari? And you know it becomes a problem. You don't even know how to handle that because now you give someone you don't have proof that you give it to somebody. So uko hapo dhao imeenda. Probably it's the only 1,000 you had and you have to get to town. Hey, Eli Nairobi manze. Kanairo. That word Kanairo really fits it.
You know, Kanairo is not complete until you decide it's a big bedroom.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. I've had the loyalty test that people are doing out here in Kanairo. Have you seen that? The loyalty test?
Tell me about it. Give us your phone.
Yes, give me your phone, take your phone. Tukae hapa 3 hours and then boom, the things that are happening Message. Here. We anapea yule tunagawa tunafanya.
Lakini Frida, yes. Is this thing a Kanairo thing ama tu hivi tu ndio tuko sisi kama watu?
I feel like we speak about it more in Nairobi. In Nairobi it's a normal thing. If you do such a thing in Busia ama in uko to town to uko Kitale, you would do it and not talk about it. So it is not as rampant as it is in Nairobi. Nairobi, it's a normal, it's just that's the same way as stealing. This kupeana peanwa, it's just a normal day-to-day life. So we do it so openly and we don't feel a thing. But ukienda ushago, unaonekana.
Ushapeana kwa rafiki ya beste yako. Ushapeana kwa beste ya rafiki yako. Kanairo ni kule watu wanatolewa nguo kwa sababu iko above the knees.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that happened. And I feel like that's a very bad thing. I mean, I would never advocate for that because sometimes you could be wearing some of our dresses are actually really long, but the material it has keeps going. The more you walk, it keeps coming up. So before you know it, 2 minutes, imepanda, unateremsha. And men are like, kwani univaa nguo short? It's not short. It's just the material that just decides to misbehave, especially if you're on heels. So yeah, it happens.
You know, Frida, all said and done, at the end of the day, Kanairo will stay Kanairo. For those who are wondering, Kanairo in Nairobi. Lakini Nairobi kuna different aspects of life. Kuna ile Nairobi na kufunza how to be responsible, and there's that Nairobi that opens your mind to the realities of life, that unaweza gongwa. You are always on the lookout who is planning to con me.
Yeah.
But you mean as a same, there's somebody that said, like, if you can survive in Nairobi, there's nowhere else on earth you can't. Trust me.
Yes.
That's true. That is close to truth because vitu yenye nilijifunza Nairobi.
But and also through these experiences you get to learn and unlearn things. You become unakuwa sharp in life. Mtu ameishi Nairobi, it's very easy for them akienda huko biashara sahi Nairobi ukifikiria hivi natafuta mtu mwenye ana supply sijui niko nayo ndakupea niko na msee. You always have an answer to start and you'll find someone doing it. So it opens up your mind also to think different other than thinking this is all I do and there's nothing else I'll do, and then you stick to that. So I feel as much as kuna the Kanairo shenanigans, the experience also teach you to be a better person or to think right or to be open-minded when it comes to life. You know, parting short early because naona time imeisha.
Me as I say, Maivi, you know, if you have to experience life, you have to experience life in its totality, and you can never save what comes your way, but you can decide how you work around with it once it arrives. Because at the end of the day, Kanairo's situations will always present themselves regardless of where you are at. What determines how you move forward is your mindset and the choices you choose thereof. That's my parting shot.
Yeah, that is nice. How you react to the situation, how you behave after that. And again,
Actually,
guys,
how you respond to it.
Yes, how you respond to that. Once bitten, twice shy. Now the karate people, hata wanirushie karate ngapi, my friend, I'll step on them and go. So once bitten, twice shy. Learn. Don't be conned over and over the same experience. Well, you can have this experience that teaches you this. The next thing could be another con, but at least learn. Don't be conned twice the same way. Nairobi is a good vibe. If given a chance to choose, I'll choose Nairobi 50 times. That's another thing. I also feel like there's a lot of opportunities that are out here. You can grow, you can learn, you can meet the who's in Nairobi and all those things. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us tonight. It's been Girls Talk. Remember, tomorrow tuko na shida Zama Tajiri. We are talking debt management. Come on board and let's talk about how do you manage your debt. Then Friday, we have Creative Space. On Saturday, we have Family Edition. Sunday, Against All Odds. And every Tuesday, this guy right here will be on Men's Den. See you tomorrow night, 9:30. Bye.